welcome to another episode. Now this is sort of interesting simply because for over the last 2 decades plus, I've always done my own auto repairs and maintenance and etc. So I have no idea what local shops charge. And regarding the last upload, which was on a Lexus RX 350, that was my sister's vehicle. And her local mechanic wanted $1,600 just to replace 6 spark plugs and 6 coil packs. $1,600. Now I priced out the dealer parts. They were $600 just for the parts. So $1,000 in labor. I just couldn't believe it. Regarding the Subaru, I ran into a friend of mine recently in town who also owns a Subaru, and her local dealership charged $1,400 to replace 2 front wheel bearings. And I couldn't believe it. I don't do this for a living, but maybe I'm doing the wrong thing because it's just astronomical what people are paying for auto repair. So today is just a very quick DIY on how to replace wheel bearings. This does need it now at 186,000 miles. Let's get to it. And it's a good thing we're doing this because the caliper, look at this caliper, it's leaking. And if you're curious, this is what I use for a cordless tool. Terrific job, I've had it for over a year, 0 issues. I'll link it below in case you want to check it out. Now we need to remove both the caliper and the caliper bracket. Typically these are 12 or 14. Okay. Brake pads look good. 3-pound hammer, your best friend. Now we're lucky this is coming off. Let me show you if your rotor is solidified to the hub. Easiest way to remove rotors if you have these drill outs. This is an M8 fastener. You can purchase 2 of these at the local hardware store for like, I don't know, 30 cents. And all that you do, you drive it in, and as you turn this, I'll show you, you put one here also. And as you turn that on the back, it starts to come through. It hits against the hub or the bearing here, and it drives out the rotor. By far, the easiest way to remove a really tough rotor. Okay? And right here is the wheel bearing, wheel hub, whatever you want to call it. And then we have 4 fasteners, 2 on top, there's 2 on the bottom. I'll tap them loose with a hammer. Then we can use a ratchet. And this is just WD-40 spraying down the area. Trust me, it does help. Now, just to show you, you may have to use different techniques. So in this case, an angled wrench works perfectly. See how nice that fits? Yeah, really nice. Now up here, different story because the axle is in the way. So small extension. This is a 14 mil with an adapter. This is a 3/8 drive. This is a 3/8 to 1/2 inch drive adapter, and then a 1/2 inch extension. So sometimes you have to get a little clever like this, and that is the way I'm removing the top ones. Just make sure you're firmly on the fastener. That's the key. This one will take the longest to remove simply because tie rod, axle, and I can just fit in this angled wrench at this point. So most of you can do this at home. There's no reason why you can't. There we go. Okay. So now we're ready to remove the wheel bearing. Now this could be time sensitive. In other words, it takes quite a bit of effort to remove this from the knuckle because it's just solidified on. I just use a 3-pound hammer and hit all around it. Now, it's already coming loose, you can see right here. Keep going at it. Just want to be careful with the axle. Let me put the camera down. Okay. Now, if you're curious, this is an aftermarket part. I replaced this wheel bearing 50,000 miles ago, roughly 4.5 years ago. And the original part lasted for 135,000 miles in 10 years. This was done after 50,000 in 4.5 years. So that goes to show you, by OEM. Typically, you are paying more for the factory part, but you get the longevity. I'm now doing this again 4.5 years later versus the original part, which lasted 10. So, and this is something I'm learning over time. Buy the factory parts, you pay more, but get the longevity. So what I'm going to do is put everything back together. I'll show you how to clean everything up. I also have to run to the parts store and get that caliper to fix that leak. We'll put it all back together. And like I said, do it yourself. Save a lot of money. Plus you get the pride. Now the new caliper will come, we'll double check. It should come with a brand new banjo fitting. You don't want to do that. All right. Okay, but here is our old caliper. So 2 more steps and we're done. I need to bleed the brakes. And then after that, new axle nut. Now in this case, it's 165 foot-pounds, but I need to do this first so I can clamp the wheel and prevent it from rotating. Press down hard, let go. Press down hard, let go, and then press down hard and hold it. Okay, ready, go. 1, 2, and the third, hold it. Now the brake pedal is going to fall down, okay? No, just hold on to it. Is it going down?
I don't know. No.
You don't know? Okay, now let go. Let go of the brake, bud. Okay, do it again. 1.
Oh.
1. Let go. 2. One more time. Hold it. Good. Hold it hard. Okay, hit the pedal, bud.